trust, honesty and fairness, responsibility, respect and courage. If we look at the values and how we practice them, it is evident that the process to create an institution where academic integrity is a way of living.
Integrity within itself and being honest and having personal accountability.
Making us sure that we are ready for the workforce.
And if you don't assure that, the person for which you are doing this, like a client, for example, or a potential stakeholder, they wouldn't quite budge on the quality.
Real leaders is someone that's authentic, someone you can trust.
That we should understand the significant number of factors influencing academic integrity. We therefore have to find this balance between educating our students, detecting the risk and detecting specific behaviors, and to remediate and sanction or to enforce when necessary.
Contract cheating is not a problem that we can prosecute our way out of. It's going to take a multidisciplinary approach and an approach where all of the stakeholders play a role. I do think it would be great if we could move away from the sort of constant deficit language about this and really talk about how do we foster that culture of positive academic integrity and pride in doing our own work and being accountable for our work. The government said that it would establish this new unit within TEQSA, primarily so that the agency had the funding and it could follow up on the legislation to prohibit academic cheating services, but also more broadly, become more sophisticated in its ability to identify and analysing emerging threats that cut across the entire sector.
The findings really indicated that staff and students in Australian higher education perceived contract cheating to be a systemic problem. Commercialisation and marketisation of the sector are repositioning higher education as a commodity to be acquired. We do need to consider the possibility that the ways in which universities are trying to pave a learning journey are increasingly disconnected from how students learn. And this is particularly the case for international students.
We need to remember that we're dealing with young people who are learning to adopt in a learning environment.
So shift our thinking about our students from being wrongdoers to being learners, and to shift our thinking about ourselves from being punishers to being educators.
64% was the reduction in misconduct case completion times compared to pre-Courageous Conversations.
What better way to capture a student's attention immediately than a dinosaur on the screen?
Our aim is to promote academic integrity culture, educate and support the opportunities, mitigate misconduct, and broadcast education with passion.
Module is based on the values of the Student Honour Code and uses our 4S model.
We are aiming to use technology to recommend success study workshops based on students' needs.
I encourage you to harness areas responsive for your orientation program, to rethink how you approach the conversation.
It's important that we understand the student profile, we understand the student's needs of support, we understand the challenges that they experience to adapt to the new learning environment. We must develop a system and process that provides support to students in need of assistance to prevent them from getting involved in this type of practice.